Hi, this is Mike from the Motor Legends, and I'm here at Bruckner Mack Truck, and we're here for the arrival, and it's here, of the Evel Knievel Mack Truck. And this is Marilyn, who I met here. She's working with the Evel Knievel people, but she's got such a background in moto. I thought I would interview her a little bit. So Marilyn, you had a magazine. You're in the motorcycle industry more than the Evel Knievel industry, I guess. So tell me a little bit about your magazine, what you did, what it was.
Oh heavens, my late husband and I, he was just a serial entrepreneur. He always had spirit and ideas and loved to start businesses.
Okay.
And he had ridden a motorcycle since he was a young man.
Uh-huh.
So one of the things we dreamed up one evening, sitting around the dining room table eating Kraft macaroni and cheese and looking for something different to do, was a motorcycle magazine, because we felt at the time, and this was in the mid to late 80s, that magazines for bikers had kind of a negative reputation. At that point, we had a young child. We were both working at printing companies. He was a graphic designer and an artist. I was a journalism major. We thought, we can make a much better motor magazine than what's out there now. So foolishly, we started it without realizing we didn't know anything at all about circulation, subscription, advertising,
production,
sales. Yes. The only thing that saved us on production was that we actually did work at a printing company.
Oh, okay.
So we felt like we could put the magazine together.
Sure.
But trying to sell it to people and to sell ads, which is, of course, your lifeblood, that
Yeah.
was something neither of us were good at.
In my past, I did that.
Sell ads?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh, where were you when we needed you?
I wish.
Yes.
So
we started that in '88. Our first issue started traveling to all the big moto events. Daytona and Sturgis, of course, were requisite every year.
yeah.
We worked out of our home. We were in Pittsburgh, PA at the time. The first couple of winters were tough because when you're doing all the content yourself, all the photography, all the writing, and you have winter on your hands, and you're
Okay.
writing about motorcycles,
Okay.
we realized that we either had to move or start hiring a lot of people.
Yeah.
So we moved to North Carolina and ran the magazine down there for a number of years, which
Gotcha.
was much easier.
Yeah. So now that has morphed into, oh man, I mean, you spend time in Sturgis. You're doing all kinds of stuff. Fill me in on some of the things that you're involved with besides Evel Knievel Company right now.
Well, the magazine, let's see, Dennis passed away in 2000, so I took it over and ran it until the tail end of like 2014. So we were just one issue shy of 25 years of Ironworks magazine. At that point, I moved over to the Buffalo Chip, where they hired me to do their daily newspaper for 5 or 6 years.
Okay.
Which is the kind of job a woman my age had no business taking, but somehow I survived it.
Right.
And then moved on to just do a lot of other consulting with the Buffalo Chip. I had made so many contacts in the motorcycle world over time.
Absolutely.
With custom builders and aftermarket companies. It seemed like there was so much synergy there to be pulled together.
Yeah.
So I ended up doing that at the Chip. Somewhere along that bumpy path, I was at a Mecum auction in Las Vegas.
Okay.
And I met Lathan McKay, who was there with an Evel Knievel motorcycle in George Sedlak's booth. George Sedlak was a friend of mine.
He was the painter.
Yes.
Right. He painted tanks for Evel.
And so I said, where'd you get the cool bike? He said, oh, it belongs to this guy. So several cocktails, and about 8 hours later, Lathan and I had a plan. You know? He had already been collecting everything he could find that was Evel's.
Yeah.
He just needed a little organization.
Sure.
And so I jumped in and helped him organize, and then we started actually booking events to take the collection to.
So it was on the road. It was a mobile display.
Oh boy, was it ever. It was difficult. I don't know why we did that, but
Right.
it got the word out about the collection.
Sure.
Which was important. And then at one point, we found out where the truck was, where
Right.
Evel's big rig was.
Yep.
Rob Mariani worked on a show called Shipping Wars, I think.
Okay.
He was the MC on that program.
Okay, so he pulled it out of St. Petersburg, which it was
Yes.
in the Tyrone area for our viewers that know St. Pete.
There you go.
Go ahead.
And a gentleman named Jeff Lowe kind of owned it then, or
Okay.
told us he did.
Right.
So Lathan put about 30 or 35 into it just to get it moved up to Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Where Rob was going to have some of those guys help us restore it. But of course, that was going to take another $100,000 that nobody was willing to come up with.
Right.
So somewhere between all of that happening, we met Mike Patterson. We heard about him at a Mecum auction because he had restored Jerry Lee Lewis's panhead.
Right.
And we said, gosh, a guy like that is going to be able to help us with this truck.
Yeah.
Then it exploded because
What a
Mike,
huge connection that
Oh.
was, and just by chance.
totally by chance.
Yeah, which is the way this industry works.
when it's
as
at
we
its
found.
best.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. And Mike was so connected in the Kansas City and
Yeah.
Topeka area with all of the people that knew how to do fabrication,
Right.
the interiors, the reskinning of the truck, and that's even separate from all the internals of the engine and the power
Sure.
of the train, you know. But without Mike, it would have never happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when the truck was finally finished, he just said, I can't let you guys take it. I'm going to add on to my dealership, Historic Harley Davidson, and we're going to establish the museum here.
Wow.
And it was kind of the dream that Lathan and I have been wishing for, because
Sure.
it sure beats dragging a bunch of like male mannequins over your shoulder
Yeah.
back and forth in and out of expo centers. You know?
And now you're part of the Evel caravan that's on its way
Yes.
from Kansas City to Topeka. Stop here in Denver today. Tomorrow you'll be in Grand Junction. And then I was just interviewing Mike. Everybody should catch that interview so you can see what's going to happen when it gets to Vegas.
Oh, yes.
Because that's really special.
And he is the spearhead behind this. You know, just
Yeah.
everything that will happen when we open to the public on
Yeah.
June 26th. It will be a long pathway that took so many of the right people jumping in
Sure.
serendipitously.
Sure.
You know, but it has created, I think, something that's a bit of a cultural icon.
Yeah.
You know, when Evel first jumped in the 70s and 80s, the world was in need of heroes.
It was.
No,
He
it
was
was a-
my hero back then. In the 70s, I was an early teen.
Yes, and there were
So-
bumpy times, you know,
Yeah.
protests and wars and things.
Yep.
And I think we need heroes just as much as ever.
Yep.
The kind that just take us out of our day-to-day living and make us think more aspirationally.
Right.
And be inspired to just do something crazy.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay to still do something crazy.
Well, and all that stuff is back. The music, Evel.
Yes.
I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing.
I
So-
agree. So I'm just delighted to be here and to talk with you. It's just so kind of you to sit down and give me a minute to chat.
And Marilyn, it was great meeting you. And I will see you in a couple of weeks in Vegas.
Yes.
And drive safely on the caravan. And I know you'll be doing this again tomorrow in Grand Junction. So have fun. When you go through Glenwood Canyon, you will be amazed. And then
scenery.
the Eisenhower Tunnel, if you've not done that yet. So
I've done it west to east, so now I'm going
Okay.
to do it the other way.
there you go. All right. Have a great time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Bye-bye.